You did great.
I don't know. Do most people dress up for this? I have no
So
idea. So
yeah, people do.
figured I may as well.
No, you fucking look great.
I think this
Oh
is
my
the
god,
first time I've
everybody.
dressed up since we've been on said quarantine, honestly.
Uh, okay, everybody. This is Nicholas Tanek from your kinky friends.com, and I have a wonderful guest with me today. Holy moly. We've been trying to get this going for a while, and we finally got it done. This is we're gonna talk about female domination. We're gonna talk about karate. Definitely.
Hmm.
We're gonna talk
That's
about
where you're gonna start.
yeah. We're gonna talk about impact play, cam work, sadism, everything. And wait, does she like pantyhose? Okay.
Dude, let us get started. Hold on. Hold the phone there.
Please welcome everybody, the magnificent, bow down and worship Empress Ming. Say hi.
Hey, everybody. Say hi if you're in the show. Let me see your comments.
So, okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll get into it. We'll get into it deep, but just a broad kind of stroke on the canvas. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you, and what do you do?
Okay. I am Empress Ming. I am a professional dominatrix, and I am currently based in Atlanta. I've been back and forth between Atlanta and LA for my entire adult life, and half Chinese, half German. What do you want to know?
Okay, so oh, she is so
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Um, okay, so let's talk about the first time out as a sexually expressive person. I'm always fascinated with the first time out as being kinky. Was it just with one person? Was it at a munch? Was it as a dungeon at a party? Like
I
something
think
that you're
for
like,
a lot of people, like, well, at least for me, like, dominant nature's always been inherent. I am the firstborn in my father's first generation in America. He came here from China when he was 17, and the rest of me is Pennsylvania Dutch, German Dutch, and anyway, I was always raised like the oldest son, so I've always been very, very alpha. Everybody else, my siblings, were always my responsibility. Um, I always like shock factor. That was something I noticed when I was really little, but I never kind of put the pieces together until I was an adult. For instance, I was that antisocial kid that kicked boys in the balls. Yes, I can actually studied under David Snyder Institute of Hypnosis in San Diego back in 2015. Anyway, where was I? I squirrel brained out there.
all right, so
Oh, finding kink. First time I peed on somebody, I was 9, but it wasn't out of sexuality. It was because me and my little sister didn't get along and we took a bath together. I decided to pop up, stand on the side, like the ledge of the bathtub, and I pissed on her head and ran away. So she cried and told mom, and mom thought she was lying, so she got the spanking, and I thought it was the funniest thing on the damn earth. First time, first time I ever went to a party and got drunk. So this is high school. Jonathan Myers says I'm beautiful again. So first time I ever got drunk. So high school, I was 14. Most of the kids at the party were between like 16 and 22 at the oldest. And they had a pit bull, whoever's apartment it was. Literally, first time I ever drank. I didn't know what a limit was, and I didn't know you were supposed to stop when you felt good. And I ended up locking this poor boy in their dog cage and kissing him through the handlebars, or kissing him through the cage bars. And man, he was the worst kisser I'd ever kissed. That he kissed like a donkey chewing hay. I was shit faced. I can't forget that. But anyway, it was just an uninhibited act of whatever. So then I started. I always I'll go to like 10th grade. I always admired Betty Page and
Oh, I love it.
sexually expressive women who were strong, empowered. One of my favorite bands was the Distillers. If you've ever heard of the Distillers, have you? It's kind of post punk, but
Yeah, no, yeah, I've heard one.
okay, yeah. Was married to Tim Armstrong from Rancid. Like I grew up idolizing those guys and women like Joan Jett and
Oh,
Betty Page. And Betty Page was like my fucking hero. And I thought it was really beautiful that when she was doing those things, this was all out of innocence, and she had no clue that how taboo what she had was. She just did it, you know. I think that inherent innocence is like beautiful when it comes to King. And
definitely.
18, I got in. Well, 17, I got into modeling. Modeling turned into fetish modeling. Fetish modeling turned into quickly becoming a dominatrix. And the first
Okay.
time I was ever at a huge kink convention. It was Fetish Con, just like the month after I turned 18, and going to the kink parties and the club parties there. I was like, holy fuck, I'm home. Like, I have never fit in so fucking well in my life. And I started officially exploring kink when I was 16 with my late fiance. He passed away when I was about 20.
Sorry to hear that.
That was the only person I loved until I found the person I'm married to now. Like, truly, truly loved. Like, planned on spending my life with. And yeah, and we were kinky. And oddly enough, I was submissive
Oh,
to him
really?
and only
Okay.
him.
Okay.
I
So
people say he's the only person who could ever dare put me in line.
okay, all right. No, no, no. I totally understand that. So it's like, so your professional kinks are very different than your personal
Oh,
kink.
I'm not submissive anymore. I actually worked through all that, and
Oh, really?
I have transformed and grown as a person. I'm out of my cocoon.
Okay. So as a professional dominatrix, everybody seems to have their specialties. Some people,
Mhm.
yes, they're all over the place, but like some are. What would you say your specialties are? What would you say the things that you like to do the best, and the things that your clients like to do the best?
I get the most tease and denial, strap on play, golden shower. Yes, she was. I'll tell you another story about her in a bit maybe. But okay. Specialties, golden showers, tease and denial, strap on play, humiliation. I love doing kidnap scenarios or super sadistic diabolical scenarios. Like I did a clip the other day where I played a eugenicist in an alpha like Amazonian tribe in the future, and he was my human experiment, and he got to beg and cry and scream and writhe and get fucked by a strap on in a lab theme setting, which actually grow like reishis and shiitakes and stuff. So I do have like a little lab in my house. It was like the perfect theme to do a dystopian future where we're experimenting on beta male DNA and torturing him in every way.
Wow,
And a bit
that
creative. I like
is
totally got into it.
that's really creative.
Where they're totally out of control and actually terrified. I think. Can you have a fetish for fear?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Like the
like yeah,
control of making someone afraid.
yeah, yeah. So all right, let's talk about strap on play real quick.
Okay.
What do you think it is about strap on play that people love so much? Not just the women or men, men using strap on, but the receiver and the giver. What do you think it is in that makes it so popular?
It is complete role reversal. Think about it. The guy gets to be vulnerable and bent over, and that's for most men, like you say, your control at the workplace all the time. That's vulnerability. That's being allowed to have that space, and in a way, if you can learn to be vulnerable, then that sets you free. To other guys, they just like a strong, dominant woman fucking them because they fetishize a powerful woman, and there's a lot of reasons I think men fetishize powerful women, and that's a very broad spectrum.
Let's
Mm.
talk about powerful
Also,
women.
your prostate. Duh.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's
If you
that.
don't know what that is, you're missing out.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about powerful women in karate. You have studied martial arts,
I grew up
um,
in a kung fu household.
and so that
My
what?
dad's five generations of kung fu passed down from like father to son for 5 generations. My father taught my mom. My mom and dad sparred through the house, fighting all the time. It was great to watch. And my mom started me fighting when I was 9. She always put my dukes up and had me dangling from one foot. and she taught me how to move and how to fight. And so there was no belts for me in that one. It was
Wow.
taught.
Was
And my dad grew up in a really poor village in China, and like
so
all they did was like fish.
your mom and dad would fight? Would it be like angry fighting or fun fighting? Like
Fun
practice?
fighting when I was really little. He became abusive later, and then it wasn't fun fighting.
Sorry about
And
that.
then she left him and became a pro dom, and then she died of ovarian cancer.
Yeah, Lynn died of ovarian cancer too. I'm sorry to
Yeah,
hear that.
that's why I'm in Atlanta for now. I left LA to take care of my youngest sister, who's 12 years younger than me, because my father was abusive. My mom walked away, became a dominatrix, and took custody. Me and my mom raised my sister. When my mom passed, my mom said, "Take Katie," and I couldn't take custody of her because she was in Atlanta when she passed away, unfortunately. So my dad decided to step up and be like, "I think I'm gonna be a father again, huh?" And I was like, "Oh God!" So I honored my mom's wishes and came from LA to Atlanta to look after her as best as I could. And thank God, and she's doing so well. She just got accepted to Harvard summer program. Like, and
Wow! Congratulations! It's awesome.
yeah,
That's
she grew
that's
fast.
pretty cool. All right, so back to the martial arts and female power.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, do you think? Because I personally love when women beat the shit out of men, like in film, like
I
like,
think it's because it divides the stereotypes. Like, okay, so I grew up with a chip on my shoulder. I was a total tomboy. I had nothing in common with females until I was probably 18 because I was modeling and got into fetish and stuff. And I realized that you can look effeminate and still be strong and powerful. I didn't know that before. Like, I skated with the guys. I was angry because the track team wouldn't let me pole vault with the guys because in my school it was only men who could pole vault. So I wanted to be just as good as the guys at everything because as a female, I was always made to feel less than. I was beat up for being bisexual. I'm about to be 28, but yeah, I was literally beat up for people accusing me of being gay and bisexual, which I didn't know then. I thought I was deadly afraid of even like admitting it to myself that I was bi because I was shamed and accused for it before I even recognized it in myself. And so we grew up with these chips on our shoulders, and we were raised in an era, maybe not so much these Gen X or Gen Z kids, but we were raised in an era where girls aren't good enough. Girls can't do anything. Girls stay home and, housewives are a thing. And that's not the case anymore. And women, even though we are smaller than men, we can be just as good at guys and then some at so many things because we have to be crafty through our way through life. Even in the workplace, women are objectified constantly, even now, and that
yeah,
fucking sucks.
yeah,
And sometimes it's nice to turn those tables, and the women who are willing to step into their power and courage to do that are beautiful, especially when you learn to like heal all those, old nuances where girls can't do this and girls can't do that. And yeah, girls can kick ass much more so than men, in fact.
yeah. I was watching, and I'm not a comic book fan, but the Birds of Prey movie is pretty badass. There's a bunch of
I
badass
haven't
women
watched
in
it.
that. Yeah, it's basically a bunch of women just kicking the ass hardcore of men throughout for like 2 hours. It's pretty, and I was okay. So I live with my dom. Her name is Miss Melissa, and she's
Oh,
she's
that's my real name. Holy shit. My
she's
name's Melissa. But
she
anyway.
she's got a daughter, and I was explaining because I was because I follow the news, and I was talking about sexism, and the little girl goes, "What's sexism?" I was like, for many years, and still now that there's sexism that some people think that men are stronger and better than women, and then immediately my dom Melissa goes, yeah, but Nick doesn't think that. Nick thinks that like women are better than like Nick, like yeah, it's female supremacy. Okay, let's move on. So, all right, cam work. You're doing a lot of cam work these days, right?
Clip.
Okay, clipboard.
I'll do Skype sessions sometimes.
Okay, so what are some challenges that you face when it comes to stuff like this?
Mm.
because it's it's either fit, you got to film something or you got to do a Skype
Okay.
session.
The
It's
trouble with filming
online.
is learning to talk to the camera as if there really is a slave there. There's no tandem energy play, power exchange. And so women being in the dominant position, you feed off the sub's energy. There's subtle movements, notions, mannerisms, moans, expressions, their energy. You figure out
Yeah.
how to tear them apart, each one individually, one by one. And Cam is so broad spectrum. I have literally drawn a smiley face slave with glasses and buck teeth and posted it behind my lights and been like, this is the guy. So that there'd just be a face there when I first started making clips.
Okay.
Because there has to be somebody there. Literally, there is just a ring light. And so to be feeling like you're connecting with somebody or an audience is a hard thing to feign. So to those who are very successful at it, kudos to you.
All right. So Jonathan Myers, who asked before, he asked again about hypnosis and how you deal with hypnosis and what's your style and he basically goes, if you would ever hypnotize a guy, you already answered you would, you did.
I've been able to help men through hypnosis quite a lot.
Oh,
It's
that's
all
useful.
about the power of suggestion and bypassing critical analysis. It's all psychology and neurolinguistic programming. And there's a man who came to me in a really negative headspace. He said, I've seen 4 DOMs before for a few hours each. And no matter what, and he's had a job, he was in control all the time, and he had a chip on his shoulder. He was a corporate lawyer for large companies dealing with a bunch of stressful stuff. But anywho, he had never been able to reach subspace. He had never been able to surrender, let go, or experience that high that you get after a really intense, incredible session that makes you feel like you're on cloud nine and your brain doesn't work for like a day. Like he had never been able to reach that almost like metaphysical release state because he could never get his mind to quiet enough. And so I hypnotized him as I spanked him. Before he knew it, 2.5 hours went by and he didn't even realize he'd been beaten the hell out of for that long. Started lightly, bring all the blood to the surface as I'm slowly bringing him into a gradual trance, allowing him to blow that energy, that stress off his shoulder, and take a deep breath in and deep breath out and know that this is for you and this will help you and you will enjoy it. And the more you enjoy it, the more you surrender and become more neuroplastic and you will enjoy subspace. You will experience that because you are allowing yourself to experience that. And
I feel
just,
hypnotized
you know,
now.
what? Sorry, what?
I said I feel hypnotized now just listening to you.
Well, that's not like a full induction, but you get the idea.
I
Like
totally get
really
that.
changing them on a subconscious level to help break those barriers allowed him to have. He said he had never been spanked that hard in his entire life. He didn't even realize his ass was damn black and blue. Like I cracked him with a hard paddle for hours nonstop. And he was like, he was like, I really went through all of that because he was like having an almost out of body state. And he said, thank you. This is the first time I've ever been able to let go. And I think that's beautiful when someone reaches that state of surrender, like where that sets you free. That's stepping into courage.
Yeah, yeah, totally, I totally connect with that. On the fact that it's
Like
beautiful when
for somebody to be in control all the time, it is hard to surrender.
yeah,
When
like
you
you
reach
said,
that point,
you put the bond in bondage. Like I like to say. All right, let's talk about impact play. All right, there are canes, whips, riding crops, floggers. They're all wonderful. I like
mm-hmm.
them all. What's your favorite? If you're going to have just one.
I like hand spanking and single tails.
Okay, hand works.
Hand works. I've got hard hands from martial arts. My favorite sport now is rock climbing, but and I play guitar. My hands are made of fucking steel. They're all muscle, and I lift, but
You play
So I spank like nobody's fucking business.
you play guitar.
Yeah.
What kind of
If I
guitar do you
turn my room around, or if I turn my ring light around,
have? All
excuse
right.
my shitty, messy
Oh
room, but there's
shit!
like
Oh my
sequin
god! You're
things
like
all over here. I make headdresses, so there's that. And I paint, and I own a festival booth that does stuff like Coachella and Imagine. So this is like my little shit show creative office. Well, one of
all
them.
right.
This
Who's
is
okay?
my
All right. Top five favorite guitarists.
top type. Hmm. I think I just do it by bands.
Okay.
I love doing Atreyu cover songs. It's like a early 2000s band. What do you think? The Distillers, definitely Distillers. Mastodon. Um, and I've been doing like as of late. I've had this weird kick where I've been doing a lot of softer songs. Those
Yeah,
are
yeah,
all
yeah.
metal bands,
Sure.
and so I've been playing a lot of. It sounds fucking gay. I've been playing a lot of Billie Eilish and Lana Del Rey. I grew up in bands yeah, like Granted, Leftover Crack, Choking Victim, the Ramones. Like
Oh, I
those
love
are
the
the things
Ramones.
that deeply resonate with me. My ex actually is Glenn Danzig's private bodyguard, so I lived the Hollywood life for a while.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
he owned a punk rock band promotion company called Poor Kids Radio.
All
Maybe you've
right.
heard of them, maybe you haven't.
I have.
All tight with Cypress Hill and Golden Voice. Okay, Russell McKay's my ex. We dated for like almost 2 years.
Oh really? Shit. Okay. Didn't know that.
So if any of that, you know that, okay.
Yeah. No. That. Yeah. I was into this whole hip hop thing. I still am, but um,
They host a lot of shows for like the Dickies and Jodie Foster's Army type stuff like that.
Dickies. Oh my god. I haven't heard. I totally forgot about the Dickies. This is why I love talking music with people.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, that's what I love talking music with people. Okay, it's good. Now let's
Or
get back.
MDC. MDC was that was an off the chain show. But anyway.
All right, let's get back into the brutal stuff.
Sorry.
No, there's nothing to be sorry about at all. Um, Sadism. Now I'm gonna ask you about cock and ball torture,
Okay.
but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be mutually exclusive. It doesn't have to be. What is the most sadistic thing that you have done?
Single tailed somebody for 4 hours.
Wait, please explain that.
Single tail whip their ass and the upper back and shoulders for 4 fucking hours. Like no safe word.
Okay. All right.
Or you
Now,
can say 100 pins in the dick, but like that's nothing comparatively, sensationally.
okay. And cock and ball torture. What's the most brutal thing you've done that you can think of?
Kung fu karate kicked somebody's balls for an hour. Is that good enough? Like full fucking force.
That's going in the summary. Kung fu karate dick.
Oh, I did take karate formally and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Shaolin style, Tai Chi, and Wing Chun. Oh, as far as like what I have done as far as classes and training.
Okay. So
I've been there, got the t-shirt.
okay. You are married, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you're in a relationship. You're obviously a kinky person. Your partner seems to be a kinky person. I'm always interested in how kinky people meet. How did you two meet?
I was a patient at his chiropractic office. And okay, this is a long story.
Sell it. We got time.
Okay, so
Coronavirus. We're not going outside.
What?
This is the coronavirus. We're not going outside.
Fair enough. I'm starving though, and there's some rice
No,
on the stove that's calling my name, but I can wait. All right. So I was his patient at his chiropractic office, and immediately I was taken aback by him. Like, you know, when somebody's energy just knocks you backwards because
Oh
you
God,
can't,
yeah.
and you can't figure out why. There's literally absolutely no reason. They're just a stranger to you, but you're like, holy shit, you know? Have you ever felt that with
I get
somebody?
you. Yeah.
So there was that. And anyway, I went backpacking in Thailand for a month and I got super duper fucking sick. I got a parasite that attached itself to my nervous system and was basically eroding my entire vagus nerve, which is one of your 13 main cranial nerves that run through that make up your entire nervous system. So, man, I was really going through it. My organs were shutting down. I was bleeding black. I was having fainting spells because my neurology was twisting. You know, all your nerves control your skeletal structure. Um, Doing things like carrying laundry baskets was causing me to have my ribs dislocate almost every day. I was in so much pain, and I couldn't use the bathroom. TMI, but really gross. And I was getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier, and I was holding water like a cancer patient, really bloated, and I felt like I was going to die soon. I couldn't hold the strings on my guitar down anymore. Doctors didn't know what was wrong with me. Like, my fingers were that weak at that point. I always felt like something was constricting my throat muscles going down my chest. My heart, my lungs all felt tight, so tight that, like, I worked really hard to get a good singing voice. I quit smoking and I was like, I'm going to rebuild my voice. And I did. Spent like a year and a half playing every day, rebuilding my voice. And then I couldn't sing or play anymore. I was so sick. And he was already my chiropractor, but I didn't know that he was also a traditional Chinese medicine doctor, medical kinesiologist, licensed massage therapist. Yeah, the list goes on. And Reiki master, magic with a K, tantric practitioner. Didn't know any of that. He was just working at the joint because he was working on creating a teaching program where he could teach everybody his Eastern and Western disciplines that he has learned to overlay with energy work over years of study. And there's a lot of doctors that want to know what he's doing. And whoops. Shh. There's a lot of doctors that want to know what he's doing, and massage therapists, people who are just spiritual, people who are just health, people who are health conscious that want to learn how he has created a system that teaches your body to heal itself. And so while he's been working on that program, which takes a lot of time, instead of running a brick and mortar, he just took a job at the joint. And so I came in sick, and I was like, I don't want to go in for a biopsy tomorrow, and I was like, the doctors couldn't fucking figure it out. So he was like, I can't offer you here, but find me on Facebook, and maybe I can help you. And so he came over with a whole case of strange medical vials and instruments and some biochemistry testing stuff. And he diagnosed that I had a nervous system parasite. And then he told me at some point about his beta testing class, um, as far as the curriculum that he was teaching, because this curriculum that he's making is for everybody. And I was like, I want to be part of that. I want to learn how to heal, like something that's really important to me. And yeah, we became friends, best friends, and the rest
That's
is
awesome.
history.
That's
And
that
funny
is
enough, like months before I knew him, I actually was waking up with his name in my head before he
oh
diagnosed
yeah.
the parasite. And
I
that
know
was really
that.
weird because I was like, who is he to me? I couldn't remember my dream. I was like, he's nobody to me. So why am I dreaming of this person? So I figured that it was a sign that I needed to get to know him for maybe a lesson, something he had to teach me, something I had to learn, or some. Yeah, I was really trying to figure it out. And yeah,
So yeah, Jonathan just asked,
what
how
about
about
gags?
mouth gags? So
What
okay,
about mouth gags?
I don't
Gags are
know.
cool.
Yeah, they're fun. But there's a lot of saliva involved in it, but they're cool. All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
Tell him to specify. What does he mean? What about mouth gags? What does he
Yeah,
want to know about them?
hopefully
It's a
you
very
still watch.
non-specific
Yeah,
question.
yeah, okay. Um, so, okay, the kink rabbit hole goes deep. there are things that I'm into now that I never thought I'd be into. And there's always there's always something new. Is there? So, are you kind of curious about something that you haven't really experienced yet, that you want to experience, that you want to do, that you want to try, or that you have started trying?
Hmm. I would like to give slaves psychedelics while they do a session in a constructive healing way and see how far I can
Oh,
break their
okay.
subconscious barriers.
Yeah, that all right. That gets interesting. What kind of
Or
psychedelic? Because there are mushrooms,
mushroom,
there's angel dust,
plant
there's
medicine. Yeah,
acid. I'm sorry,
yeah,
what?
yeah, plant medicine, mushrooms. Something
All
very
right.
earthy, grounded, deeply heart chakra related that really strips away your walls. I feel like people can make. I know that times that I've done intense journeys like that, I have made leaps and bounds spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, working on my walls and barriers and old trauma dramas that no longer serve me, like rewiring my how I'm programmed. Because sometimes you might mentally get over something, but you still have that fear, flight or flight reflex or something like that, even though you know the truth to be different. You start recreating those old traumas in your head. Like they help you get past those kinds of things. So and they really address them and force you to work on them. So if combined with like hypnosis and a session, I think that people could make leaps and bounds learning about themselves or learning even just how to surrender on a deeper level or what it stems from. Like it helps people connect the dots and learn to fire and wire differently.
Definitely. Like
I've done everything under the fucking sun as far as the pro-dom industry is concerned. And I haven't bridged that barrier yet.
psychedelics, though. Like as a teenager, as a younger person,
I've
I
been
was
using these with intention.
yeah, but I was very, very irresponsible, and I didn't realize that. So now, if I'm going to use a psychedelic, I'm going to make sure that I don't drive. I don't have. I'm not going to be
You're
out
in
in
a very
public.
safe, controlled,
Yeah,
preferably a positive environment where you have
exactly.
everything you need around you.
Music.
hmm Yeah,
All right.
music, fuzzy blankets, a good support system, somebody to talk
Yeah.
to help
Yeah.
you keep mentally on track.
Definitely. Okay.
Like,
BDSM on a budget. So I highly recommend that if you have the money, support quality BDSM products and whatever. But not everybody has the money to do it. So, what are some ways? And I'm not, you can take products out of the equation if you want, but what are some ways that people can be kinky, but not spend any money or spend very little money?
well, rope, tape, these are all good things. Saran wrap helps if those are like, bondage you're interested in. A under the bed bondage restraint set. It's less than $100. It's probably like $40 on Amazon whenever that starts functioning correctly again. Um, let's see. Fingers. Fingers are always a good start.
Yeah.
Prostate play. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You
You
talk
can let
about supplies, right?
yeah. Well, you could let the imagination run wild with fingers. Just be like,
hmm
all right. Rapid fire recommendations, and they never go rapid fire, and they don't have to be kink related. Okay.
Okay.
Recommend a film.
Recommend a film.
Yeah.
What genre?
Any just a good film.
Okay, and now I'm like squirreling out on this one. I'm trying to think of a movie that deeply resonated with me or something. Hmm. Wild. That's a really good one.
Which one? Wait, I don't know.
I think I had Reese Witherspoon.
Oh yeah. Okay. I know that one. Okay. All right. Recommend a book.
One more movie.
Okay.
Above Majestic. Check that one out.
Oh, I never heard of that one. What's that?
That is if you they take every fucking conspiracy theory and religious dogma and they overlay all of it. It's some incredible philanthropic goodness.
All right, I will
They
definitely.
line it up and connect all the dots for you in a way that's very linear and makes sense.
That sounds.
Several people died in the making of it, like level of juicy.
I'm now I'm definitely gonna watch.
What?
Now I'm definitely gonna watch it. All right, recommend a song.
You forgot book. Book is The Secret Science at Work by Max Freedom Long. That's a goodie.
Okay, Secret Science of Work.
Mm-hmm.
Recommend a song.
You're giving me some very difficult, vague ones.
There's so many songs out there, and I know you. You know,
so the index is infinite. I'm like, okay, so which one do I choose? My brain's like,
there's no bad choice. You have good taste.
Oh, thank you. Lana Del Rey, Gods and Monsters.
Okay, all right. Recommend a television show.
Altered Carbon.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Okay. Recommend a meal.
I'm a plant-based hippie.
Well, I'm kind of leaning towards that way too, but but still, okay. What's a good meal?
Vegan Reuben jackfruits are fantastic. Mushroom pot pie. Let me think. Vegan avocado shiitake bacon carbonara pasta.
Oh. I was just thinking. I was talking to Melissa, and because we're all holed up in the Corona thing. We keep on doing a game of top 5. So it's like top 5 pastas. It's like tortellinis.
Try lentil pasta is really good. Oh. Like get a vegan lentil pasta, amazing.
Lentils are amazing.
Yeah, they started making pasta out of it, and like, I'm not saying, oh, you've got to go gluten free, but I mean, it does actually help reduce the inflammation in your body, no matter who you are. Like, you'll notice that you shed a few pounds if you just cut out wheat for a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you have like a sore back or like a really tense back, and those muscles get really swollen, cutting out gluten will really help that.
Yeah, and lentils.
Yeah, just cutting back.
Lentils taste good. Lentils just.
God, lentil pasta is so fucking good.
And all right, very good. All right, so this is the final thing before we get to the plugs. This is the word association game. I'm going to say a word or phrase, and it's probably going to be kink related. This is off the top of my head, just like this is off the top of your head too. This is not scripted. Okay. Oh, I love your legs. So
stockings, yes, I actually have stockings tattooed on me.
Oh wow. So
stocking question person.
So all right. So the first rule is I'm going to say a word or phrase, right? Word or phrase. You say the first word that pops into your head after I say it. So if I say chastity, you may say lock. But let's say you're thinking of lentil pasta. You can say that too. There's like we can get really absurd and stupid and silly with this. All right. Second rule is that we don't kink shame. So so if I say something, which I may say something that you're not into, so please don't make fun of it, or just say it's not my thing. Okay.
I promise not to be a douchebag.
All right. And then there's a jar. Oh, Tangled Blue, I love you. Tangled Blue is a submissive kitten, and Tangled Blue is part of your kinky friends, and she's a submissive kitten, and we have a very, very weird, absurd sense of humor. And she sent me this jar, and it's filled with little paper strips. I don't know what I'm pulling out this jar. All right,
Okay.
so like everything I say is going to be kink related. This could be absolute nonsense. So,
So I just respond with one word.
or a phrase. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Ready to go?
Okay.
All right. Strapped in. You got your helmet on. Let me take a sip of ginger ale.
A helmet, you said? Like a thinking cap? Special helmet?
Yeah,
What?
I was joking. All right. Strap on dildos.
You want to get fucked by one?
The St. Andrew's Cross.
Purple and black. It's the color of my old dungeon equipment.
Face slapping.
Entertaining.
Straight jackets.
I used to have a really cool straight jacket dress that was super sexy. It was like a sexy dress, but had straps on the hands that could chain behind the back, but you could also wear it out in public for like a fashion statement. Super cool. Anyway.
All right. I must admit that when I was a kid, I tried to make a straight jacket out of a raincoat and belts, and I wiggled around on the floor, and then I came and I thought that I broke myself, you know.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So there's that. All right, sissy maids.
Do I have one?
Cock and ball torture.
Ouch.
Blood play.
With gloves.
Splashing.
I'm not rolling in food. How about you do it? Like, you can kiss my ass if you think my ass is gonna go in a cake.
All right. All right. The daddy baby girl dynamic.
I understand it.
Fair
Not
enough.
my thing, but I understand it.
Rope.
Bondage.
Okay. Floggers.
Fun, but not my favorite.
Consensual, non-consensual.
Smart. Clear.
All right. Foot worship.
If you're good at it.
Ass worship.
But you'll never see my pussy.
All right. Wax play.
Okay, the first picture that came into my head was waxing my girlfriend's pubes. She was a total hippie, and that shit took like 3 hours to get off, and then the wax got stuck. She had two of my guy friends holding her arms down while she drank a bottle of vodka so she could endure the ripping of the bush. But candle wax play, the dripping kind, also fun.
That's a good story. Holy shit. That's a good story. All right. Knife play.
I used to think it was cool, not so much anymore.
Okay. Leather.
Corsets. Boots.
Ooh,
Yes.
yes. Okay. Latex.
Love it. I hate that it breaks so easily.
It does. All right.
And I'm just fucking clumsy, so.
Let's go to the jar. Let's see what we got. All right. Like I said, I don't know what I'm pulling out here, which is a bad thing to say on camera. Beg.
I'm supposed to respond to that?
Yeah.
Oh, beg to come. Tell me why you deserve it.
Kitten.
Kitten. Meow.
Cock.
Uncle doo-doo-doo.
I don't know. This keeps coming up. Vulva sauce.
That sounds crunchy. You sound like one of those feminists that's like trying to grow yogurt with her fucking vagina crunch.
Vagina crunch. Hashtag vagina crunch.
That's a good one.
So, all right. So finally, the last two, piss play
Definitely.
and scat.
If you're into it.
Okay. Now, when it comes to piss,
I have a code word for it. I call it the brown bag special, but that's just between us doms.
okay.
It's our secret word for somebody asked me about delivering them shit in a brown bag, so we all just started a bunch of us started calling it brown bag special.
I can't put that in the intro. I would love to.
Would you like one of Empress Ming's brown bag specials?
I'm just
Kidding. Just fucking with you.
we found out what the brown bag special was. All right, without you, I would not do it without your permission. So I won't put it in the intro. But it'll be a little treat for the people who are watching.
That's fine.
So, all right.
Oh God, how much of this do you have to bleep out?
I don't believe out anything. I fucking put it. I just put it out. So, Empress
I
Ming.
mean, like on your website, you said you're gonna cut that chunk out.
No, like unless you want, like if you.
I don't care. No, that's fine. Just leave
Yeah,
it there.
if you like name someone.
Yeah, you know, I am fine with owning up to anything terrible that I say. Part of not caring.
Empress Ming, you have been a magnificent guest. Oh my God, I cannot believe. Please stay on the line after we're done, but take this time to promote everything and anything you want, whether it's appearances, social media, everything. Like, you've been fun as can be, and I want to do part two, part three, and I want to do a whole like panel shows and all that shit. So, but and go to the website, Your Kinky Friends, on this page to to find out everything about Empress Ming and give her your money and
Yes, give me your fucking money.
yeah,
Give me your lunch money too.
yeah. So please promote everything and anything you want to do.
Okay, so start listing off website links. I gave you all of them the other day.
Sure. Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, you gave them, but just list them so they can hear them.
All right. So this is going to be mainly shared on Twitter. You can always follow the link I have at the top to allmylinks.com, and that will show you my landing page, my website, show you my AVN stars, my OnlyFans, my night flirt. If you want to do Skype sessions with me, email me or shoot me a text. My website is Empress Ming, EmpressMingsS, playbox.com. So empressmingsplaybox.com. Play as in like think of a box or a trunk of toys. Like everyone usually has one. Well, kinky people. Yeah. empressmingsplaybox.com. And yeah, oh, my clips for sale and my I Want Clips is also on all my links. So literally all you have to do is follow the Twitter or go to my website and it'll click funnel you around. You'll get where you need to go if you are, if you have a reasonable IQ. So.
Okay. All right. You can follow me on YourKinkyFriends.com. We have a Discord chat group. We have you follow me on Twitter at Nicholas Tanek. And also there's Friends Kinky at Friends Kinky, and I'm on Instagram at Nick Tanek and also at Friends Kinky. Patreon. Go to patreon.com/YKF. We're gonna create we got some plans to create some fun content. And oh my God, it's getting late. My Dom is calling me. Everybody, remember the cardinal rule: be cool, be kind, and keep an open mind.